Excitement at the private wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, as Nigerians await the arrival of the newly crowned Women's Africa Cup of Nations champion, the Super Falcons. Also present here are some ministers, state governors, and other dignitaries. At exactly 2:26 p.m., the aircraft arrives. Exiting the aircraft, the captain of the team, Rasheedat Ajibade, lifts the trophy to cheers of excitement. The team then leaves the airport for the presidential villa. They arrive at the villa and are led in, straight into the arms of the First Lady. The reception follows at the banquet hall of the presidential villa. Present is the President, the First Lady, state governors, some ministers and aides of the President. The chairman of the National Sports Commission commends President Tinubu's investment in sports development and women's empowerment.
The Super Falcons triumph is a fruit of the unwavering support of sports, your support to sports and for women. You have always believed that sports can unite us, heal us, and uplift our spirit in one of the major drivers of the economy. And today, we have seen it happen.
For the captain of the triumphant team, the victory is for all Nigerians.
This 10th title is for you, Mr. President. It is for Nigerians, it is for Super Falcons, and it's for every young child who believes and dreams to be on this stage someday.
For the First Lady, the team has just been phenomenal.
The zeal you displayed on the pitch was nothing short of inspirational. I say to you all, well done. You never wavered and reminded the world why Nigeria remains a powerhouse in women's football in Africa.
The president does not hide his excitement and commends the team for lifting the country's spirit with their courage and determination.
You made us very, very proud. You have inspired millions, especially young girls, who now see the proof that their dreams are valid and achievable. You inspired me too.
And to the great joy of the team, he makes some announcements.
I hereby conferred on the players the 11-man technical team with national honor of officers
of the president also approved the cash award of the Naira equivalent of $100,000 to each of the 24 players and $50,000 equivalent to each technical team member. The chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, also announced a donation of 10 million naira for each of the players and technical team member on behalf of the 36 governors. The captain of the team presents the trophy to the president. They also have a handshake with the president and the first lady, followed by a group picture. As these young ladies live here, they live as champions who have felt and heard the gratitude of a grateful president and a grateful nation. And they've made a promise that the next time they hope to be here with the World Cup. From the presidential villa, Lanre Lasisi, Channels Television News.
All right, greetings to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, on that celebratory note, I welcome you again. It's no longer news. The Super Falcons of Nigeria have made history record, winning a record extending 10th Women's African Cup of Nations title. All right, we'll be talking about that on the show tonight. We will also be talking about the women again, this time basketball. Then again, we will be talking about the Nigeria Premier Football League. Of course, fixtures have been released. Dates of commencement will be made known later. So that's the outlook of the show tonight. Of course, it's a two-man show. My colleague, as always, Austin Okona Akpan, suited and ready as we go along on this ride.
Spotted greetings to you, Yemi, and of course, everyone joining us on the show tonight. Always an action-packed of the sports, and we are still celebrating the Super Falcons for their achievement at the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, record-breaking 10th WAFCON title, And I said, what they did transcends football, Yemi. They told an inspirational and motivational story, unbreakable, unstoppable Super Falcons. I love that story so much. I'll let you introduce Kehinde Idris, and then we'll get right into the conversation with our special guest on the show tonight.
All right, let's just quickly bring in Kehinde Idris right here with me in the Lagos studio. Kehinde Idris, greetings to you. Thanks for finding time to be with us on the show tonight.
Very, very fantastic to be here. Celebratory mode, joyous mode, victorious mode. Trust me, the Super Falcons are not alone in this mode. The entire country, and like the president said, they have also, gone ahead to inspire a whole lot. Whether they are older or younger than those they've inspired the entire nation. And that's why we would, so much talk about it on the show. And to the D-Tigress, well done what you're doing, and let's get into it.
All right, also, let's get straight into it.
Awesome.
Unveil our special guest.
Awesome. Now let's bring in the captain of Nigeria's senior women's football team, the Super Falcons. Rasheedat Ajibade joins us live on the show. Good evening, Rash. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Good evening. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Good to have you on the show. Congratulations. Let me join everyone that has been saying congratulations to wish you and the team. We're super duper proud of you girls. Tell me, what sort of experience was it out there in Morocco?
It was really an exciting one. I don't know if you can hear me because
I know you've lost your voice, but it's okay.
yeah. Honestly, Morocco, when we started, we have a roadmap. We had a roadmap as a team, and we know what we wanted. We know we had a plan, and it was an exciting moment for us. It was tough in the beginning, but yeah, it's finally everything was just rewarding, and it all makes sense in the hand. Well, yeah, we give thanks to God.
It was beautiful. I was just trying to describe the moment. Tell me, how many times did you cry?
Oh my God, since yeah, actually I cried a lot because not just because maybe I won man of the match award. It's
Yeah.
honestly just what the players went through, how our preparation was. There are a lot of things happening behind the challenge and everything that we saw ourselves, you know, we look beyond all of those things, and the players just kept giving everything every moment, every time they had the opportunity. Like we stick together as a team and just focus on playing football, and just to see how much more this player is just giving in every games, irrespective of all the challenges that that we went through. And let me give you an example. When we played against Zambia,
Yeah.
like 7 players were sick on the team.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have like 7 players, and like 3 players that started the game were also sick. So it's still crazy to see how players are sick and they're still willing to give everything on the pitch. And we eventually won, tremendously, amazingly in that game, 5-0. It's
Wow.
just to see how players are willing to give their whole, irrespective of what, in respect of what they're going through. Like the seed beyond the seed has a huge responsibility, and they're ready to shoulder that responsibility and carry that burden on their shoulders, not just for themselves, but for young athletes who are also looking up to them. So it's
I know.
just yeah. So that's why most of the time, yeah, that the effort we're putting together to just make sure we achieve all we've all achieved in those games. Just it's outwarming. Like it's beyond my wildest imagination, and it just helps me and push me to also give in my 100% every day that I have that I had the opportunity to be on that pitch, and just to see like these ladies bonding together
Mm.
in spite of whatever happens. Like we have each other's back, and we keep pushing each other to be better. So it's I don't know. I'm gonna explain it. So it's
I
very
know.
rewarding. It's and being a captain as well. It's just it's a lot. It's a lot. So and it's all thanks to God, and I do not understand. It's there are moments that I will cherish forever in my life because this. set of ladies, this set of women, disciplined, um, dedicated women, committed. They understood the mission, and it's just all about performing, taking responsibility, and shouldering, the weight of 200, almost 250 million people, and just see it behind ourselves. Yeah. So yeah,
It's a sweet story, Rash. I'll soon
yeah.
hand you over to my colleague in Lagos, but just just wrap it up for me. What sort of powerful speech? What happened at halftime in that final game against Morocco? What did Coach Madugu say to you ladies? What did you say to your teammates?
Well, you know, uh, initially when we're going into that game, we're already prepared mentally, considering what we went through in the previous AFCON semi-finals against Morocco. So we knew there's nothing worse we can face, and considering everything we've seen, we've faced personally, aside from the game, or like, what is the next worst thing that we want to see again? You guys, so mentally we're ready. We know they're gonna come with lasers. We know we know that our fans will not even be more than one, maybe less than 1,000 on the stand. Even if we have 500, we should be grateful. We know that we won't have the fans, but we're ready to play against everything, and even the referees, everything. But I mean, kudos to the referee in this game. It was very open, and yeah, everything in the hand. Our performance just makes everything just work. So during that game, when we lost first half 2-0, I mean, it happens in football. Um, but we just went back to the locker room. In the first few minutes, it was very chaotic. It was very chaotic. The locker room was very noisy. Everybody was like, but all we just, coach came in, gave his instruction, gave, what we had to do. And as first as players as well, we had to speak to ourselves. We're just like, "Hey, guys, calm down, calm down. This is the moment where we show who we really are. And now there's nothing to lose anymore. And, we understand that we also have this spirit, the spirit of never say die, our spirit of never give up until the last moment. Like, we just have to give everything now. And understanding that we know what this victory means to ourselves, we know what it means to our nation, we know what it means to every other young girl out there, because this was the mission for us. We said to ourselves before this tournament that we want to use this 10th title as an instrument, as a tool for change. And that was, if everyone has whatever mission X at hand, that was what it was start. But we said for us, it's a tool for change. It's a tool for advocacy. It's a tool for pushing the women's football to get the attention that it really deserves.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's not just something that we just, okay, we're very grateful for everything that has been, you know, every gift and every promises that has been given to us. We're very grateful to you. But what next? It's all about what next for us. I don't know if you understand. I mean, if you get what I'm
Yes,
trying to say. So it's all about what next. It's all about moving past beyond this level that we are in. So this is the goal for us as players. That because if we don't achieve this, then how do we move to the next level? So we needed to achieve that, then to uh, eventually push to the next level of making our mark in the global scene, because we know that we have the potential, we have the team, we have the talent in the country to make a difference in the world, because we just don't want to be participant anymore in the global football, the World Cup and all Olympics. We want to start making difference. We want to start making marks there. So we understand this mission, and we know that if we need to get to this point, we can. In Nigeria we say we look at champion. We don't want to be look at champion. You get it. So it's all about how do we now. So we understand this assignment. So this is what it is for us. This is what this trophy means for us. You understand? Of course, as nation, we want to just keep showing dominance. We can be dominant, but we need to take it beyond this shot to move it to the next level and let the world understand what we are, who we are, and keep saying, telling our stories to the world, and keep inspiring, young athletes out there and across the continent. So, and that was what it is for us. So we just went back to ourselves, guys, we have to give everything here. It's all the sacrifices, all the challenges we went through, every, you know, uh, issues in and out, both technical, tactical, whatever issues that we might have been having. If we miss this, that is it's over. So now
that's
we need
it.
to go back to the pitch, redeem our image, and show that, because we know that we have the quality. We know that we can do. We know that we are much better. than who we were in the first half. So these were just some quick motivational words we spoke to ourselves, and everybody showed that responsibility from people that were on the field, people that are off the field, even the players that didn't dress. We all understood the assignment, we were all on the same page, and we're both pushing each other, both physically and spiritually, on and off the field.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted you to finish, and it looked like you read my mind. I mean, I was going to ask you what next, but you've already said what next. So let me not bother to ask you that question. But what can top this kind of achievement, even though you've alluded to it, in the next few years? Do you think that we can get to a point where we'll be celebrating this kind of victory on the global stage? That would be my question to you.
Can you repeat yourself again? Because my laptop went mute for a while.
All right. My question to you is, this kind of celebration on the African continent, winning the title for the 10th time, do you think at some point in the next few years, we might be able to have that kind of celebration winning on the global stage?
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm missing it. I don't know if it's the network. If you can just repeat it one more time, and I hope I get you this time.
Okay, I hope you do. All right. I'm saying, how soon do you think we're going to be able to do this on the global stage now that we've conquered Africa?
Well, this doesn't depend on us as players. The only thing for us as players, actually, it's a combination of everybody. Everybody have to put in the work. It depends on us. It depends on, of course, the federation, the nation as a Nigeria as a whole. It depends on, a lot of factors. For me, if you can start making the mark now from the next tournament, it will be great. But there's a lot of factors attached to that uh, to achieving that height. But yeah, we hope that, as we mentioned, we want to use this to make a statement, and we've done that. And our own party just to keep advocating for better preparation, better infrastructures, and better players conditions. Professional conditions to be provided for the players, and just create an enabling environment for players to thrive and give in to do what they love to do, so that they can keep making the country proud as always. I mean, we all see the joy that this brought to our nation after winning, but there need to be, for me, we think, or yeah, if there is a proper structures and everything that is being set and put in place, then I think everything will be fine, and eventually we can be at that level where we can start competing with the other teams that are doing great stuff uh, across the globe.
All right.
So
I want to thank Rashidat Ajibade, captain of the Super Falcons, 10th, 10-time winning WAFCON team. I want to thank you for your time on the show today, and hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
thank you so much for having me. It's a privilege, and I do not take it for granted. Thank you.
All right. Well, it's time to talk about the accolades, the awards that were received at the just concluded Women's African Cup of Nations. Let me just quickly reel out some of these. Talking about the presidential rewards for the victorious Super Falcons of Nigeria, all the 24 players to receive the Naira equivalent of $100,000. That's one. The Super Falcons 11-member technical team to receive the Naira equivalent of $50,000. The Super Falcons players and coaching crew to receive national honors of the Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON. All right. These are some of the things, the rewards they got. All players and technical crew to receive one of 3-bedroom apartment each in the government's Renewed Hope Housing Scheme. The chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, Governor Abdul Rahman Abdul Razak, announced a donation of 10 million naira each to the players and technical crew on behalf of the 36 state governors. So these are the rewards that came the way of the ladies after making Nigeria proud and winning the 10th Women's African Cup of Nations title. Kehinde Idris. I don't know where to go with this conversation. I'm tempted to ask what is out there on social media, but really, it is a joyful moment. The 3 weeks this tournament was on brought everybody together.
Yeah, did bring everybody together. Probably a popular song some years ago, Who Runs the World, I think, in Nigeria. When it comes to
the
sport,
ladies.
we've not found this kind of reward. This is beautiful. And I must say, for every time any good thing is put out there, I don't look at how high it is. What I look at is a good thing and it's going to good people. These ladies have had to put sweat, blood, and everything they've got. Listening to Rashida's interview, we all can relate with everything she's saying. Even if we're far, we know of 2018, how, payments and all of that. Even this WAFCON, a whole lot of stories on the G stories and all. Now you're getting the reward for putting in everything. In 2018, why I keep going back to 2018, Cameroon hosted. We went to the backyard of Cameroon because we played Cameroon in the final. That 1-0 win scored by Desire Paranoze. Fantastic. Now you're playing Morocco with all the Mammoth fans, with all of the G-Mix, lasers, screaming, and all of that. You went 2 goals down, it looked like you're dead and buried, and they rose. They rose like a Nigerian would rise in any situation, and they shone like a million star. Yemi, they deserve every of this award and every other more. In fact, you did not had that the Super Eagles players, the men, they gathered money, and they gave to the girls. You girls have done, or you ladies, you women have done us proud. And you said something, unity. They unified everybody. Those who watched, those who didn't watch, those who did not watch at all till the final, they unified the entire nation and were still basking in the euphoria of their victory. And we're already looking forward. In fact, some people say that next World Cup, at the same level, we want to play England again because we won the WAFCON, which is the continent of African queens, on Saturday. On Sunday, the English women did the same for Europe. And that tells a story that the last time we played England at the World Cup, it ended 0-0.
I'm tempted to ask you, before we go to Arsenal, I'm tempted to ask you, what can top this?
I think it should be
what can top this?
Winning the World Cup. Or probably going as far as the semis, the final at the World Cup. I think already the world has understood that the Super Falcons is a class team. Whichever day, whether it's this generation or the before
previous
generation, they know that there is huge respect that should be given to the Super Falcons. In fact, we went out at the round of 16 at the last World Cup, but when they were ranking teams who were 7th or 8th, that is to tell you some teams who moved on to the final 8 where we were ranked higher than those teams. That's how well, were respected. The English teams that we played, they understood it could have gone in the way of the Nigerians. And I think that is another point of achievement where they go probably semi-final or the finals. And yes, I want to also say well done to the Moroccans. What they've been doing to football in the last, say, 7-8 years, women's football.
We're seeing the dividends.
Saw it, and they pushed the Super Falcons for the Super Falcons to step out and shine and let the entire world know we are the biggest property in women's football in Africa.
I agree.
And they did that. Well done, women.
I agree.
And, like I've said, semi-final, final, of the World Cup. Probably bring it home, like the English would say.
Okay.
All right. Top that.
All right. Also, as we continue this conversation, even though we're pressed for time, look, everything is about what next. Is there any moment that can top this? Kennedy said maybe if we win the Women's World Cup. But what do you think can top a moment like this? It's celebration everywhere. Nobody's talking about politics. Nobody's talking about... it's all about football. And it has been so for the past 3 weeks.
I know, Yemi. I think it's the pump that we did for it before, they left from Morocco. It was good that they tagged it, they made it a campaign, and Aisha Fallow, they captured it so well that Mission X was a call to national duty. There was something about going for this competition and how every match we played was, Mission X. Mission X is threatened. Before we played Zambia, Mission X biggest. So there's just something about when you make something a proper project and then they did it in style. That's, you see, we sometimes not about what you're winning or what you won, is how you got that prize against Morocco, the host, Morocco bidding to win the WAFCON for the first time, become the first team from North Africa, 84K stadium filled to capacity. About 90% of that crowd was rooting for the Atlas Lionesses. Super Falcons down by 2-0 at halftime, and then they rose. It's the story, Yemi, you know. By the way, I have officially christened President Bola Tinubu Baba for the girls. Yeah. He did so well. It will interest you to know that Nigeria, we have won the WAFCON 10 times. This is the first time a president is hosting the team. Can you believe it? The first time the president is hosting the female national team after winning, and they have done it 9 times before. And that's why I'm calling President Tinubu Baba for the girls. He has shown them so much love. We like it. The things I was hearing behind the scenes, if they did not get this sort of announcement that they got, it wouldn't be, you know, it wouldn't have been sweet. It would just come down and dampen the celebration. But this is good, yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Maybe unless we go to the Olympics and then we win record-breaking medals, and I'm sure this will motivate the ladies that will be going to that event. Yeah. And by the way, I have friends in the D Tigress, and they said to me, please let the president know that we've won the AfroBasket title 4 times in a row, and they are bidding to win it for the 5th time. So the president, what he has done to the Super Falcons, it's good motivation. And if those girls come back with the trophy, Yemi, then maybe something. It's just because of our love for football, you know, and as a country, what it does to us. That's why this one is unprecedented.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, we should do this for everybody across the board, all teams, all individuals who've, you know, made Nigeria proud, brought us to global limelight should be celebrated. And I trust that the president, who has shown that he's sports loving, will do that as well. So the D Tigress waiting in the corner, and some other sports.
Badminton brought up your rich story. He has won 5 classics in a row. Is the #1 and is doing so well for Nigeria.
You know, so those stories. So many other federations as well.
Gradually cover every ground.
You know,
football is the money.
Let's probably have this kind of fanfare and pump up budgetary for others as well. All right, still talking about awards. It's a season of rewards and awards. Let's go to Rivers State, where we're going now, and of course the athletes and sports people who've made the state proud have been rewarded by the governor of the sole administrator of the state, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ibas. Of course, you can see from your pictures a reception in honor of those athletes, and of course some rewards given to them as well. Let's quickly take some reaction from that event. We'll come back to talk some more about all of this.
Like I said, we want to thank you. Please, we wouldn't want this to stop here. Few of these athletes, few of us, as athletes, have been doing this for a very long while. And we don't just want to finish this feat and we're going back to the houses. So I would appeal to you to please, some of us as athletes, will appeal to you to please employ us in a few of the offices, so that we can do our best to keep up this feat.
Rivers State is abundantly endowed, not only with natural resources and cultural heritage, but more importantly, with energetic, intelligent, and resilient population. This goes against the grain of the narrative that our youth are mostly into narcotics, or hard drugs, yahoo, tawdry, and militancy. Across education, sports, entrepreneurship, technology, the arts, and civic leadership, the youth of Rivers State have consistently proven that they are not just the leaders of tomorrow, but the trailblazers of today.
Let me say here that whatever support or monetary gift you offer today is not and can never be a true measure of your success. It is simply a symbol of our gratitude, a way of saying thank you for lifting our spirits, representing our identity, and inspiring our people. The real reward lies in the legacy you are building and the lives you are impacting. We are deliberately redirecting the enormous energy of our young people away from violence and disorder and into the constructive work of building a better Rivers State. We must
All right, so rewards, and that's the one that goes to River State. All right, let's come to football now. The schedule, the fixtures for the upcoming 2025-2026 Nigeria Premier Football League season is out. And of course, this is what's going to happen on match day 1. Of course, the dates yet to be announced, but we already know what's going to happen match day 1. Here you have it. Remo Stars to take on Rivers United. I would love to see this game. Abia Warriors up against Kano Pillars. Wiki Toros will try on Plateau United for size. Casina United up against Warri Wolves. Rangers International will be up against newcomers Kun Khalifa on match day 1. Some other fixtures as well for match day 1. Kora United up against Ikorodu City. El Kanabi Warriors against Bendel Insurance. Shooting Stars, revamped, reorganized. Shooting Stars, we'll see if there's going to be dividends. They'll be up against Bayelsa United. Barao FC up against the Aba Elephants themselves. That's talking about the Imba. Niger Tornadoes will be up against Nasarawa United. These are the fixtures for match day 1. Let's switch gears now with the few minutes we have left on the show. Let's talk about women's basketball and, of course, the senior women's basketball team of Nigeria, the D Tigers, on a campaign. They've started to, move on that trail of winning the 5th consecutive title. On Saturday, July 26th, of course, Nigeria was a blowout victory, defeated Rwanda 92 points to 45. And, of course, against Mozambique, that was a very, very tight game, just by 5 points. They defended more than scoring, and you will listen to the coach alluding to that as well. Kehinde Idris, quickly before we yield to Austin. I was expecting, no, I have to be honest. I've said it before. Anytime I hear Mozambique, I'm already thinking about Angola, and for whatever reasons, maybe because they are neighbors. So I always give them that kind of respect, even though they are probably not as strong as Angola, but they have a good basketball structure.
Yeah.
And we should be thanking our stars that maybe a country like United States is somehow providing us with the athletes that we need. But your thoughts on the two?
Sometimes,
as we are with our opponents in the
sometimes I look at how talents are disposed to Nigeria by naturality, not you buy.
Not because we invested or
they get birthed, they grow, whether in Nigeria or outside, and then they choose to play for us. We are spoiled for talent like every other time. From the last dispensation, when basketball was said to be suspended, we know how many players, turned their backs on the D Tigers, which was rightfully so. You can't sweat a lot, and then some administrators in their cozy offices just call all of your, hard work, just call it off. And then we had to reassemble. Rena Wakama came in, pick what she could pick, and then went ahead to win the next Afro basket. And now we're here again. She went to the Olympics. It was fantastic showing. And now look at these countries, Rwanda, Mozambique, Angola, they put in more than enough money, ideas, facilities, and then we go there without not having any of this, at least to a point where we can be proud of. And then we beat them silly. Look at Rwanda. Rwanda also has a fantastic structure when it comes to basketball.
You know what? I think the coach of the team actually agrees with you. Let's listen to Rene Wakama and Ezine Kalu sharing their thoughts on the matches played so far. And, of course, we'll come back to wrap things up on the show.
They came out and they punched us in the face. So huge credit to them. They're a very well-coached team. They play extremely hard. I'm proud of my team, though, for overcoming. All right? Tonight wasn't our shooting night. It happens. Okay, that's the game of basketball. But at halftime, I challenged my team to dig deep, all right, and make sure that we come out on top. And they did that. They did not. And honestly, just to be honest, they only scored 28 points in a half. So if you look at the numbers, that's a pretty good defensive quarter, okay? We just struggled to score, so it felt worse than what it actually really was. Like I said before, we just weren't hitting shots. We missed a lot of layups, all right? We didn't shoot that great from the three-point line, from the free throw line either. So when the ball doesn't go in the hoop, it makes everything tighter. I think if we would have hit a couple of those layups early, we'd have let the pressure come off of us. But we still, like I said earlier, we dug deep and we stepped up our defense and we were able to get it done.
It means a lot for sure. It definitely wasn't an easy road. We have a target on our back, which as we should because we're the Queens of Africa. But I'm happy that we stay poised in adversity and we continue to fight no matter who we play against. You should start seeing Nigeria wake up. I mean, we haven't been playing Nigeria basketball. We could definitely do a lot better. We've made mistakes first game and today's game, as you can see, but that's not going to deter us. We're going to go in and do what we do best. The coaches are going to get together. We're going to watch film. We're going to practice. We're going to make fix our mistakes, and whoever we have matched up for the quarterfinals is going to be one possession at a time.
All right, coach of the team, Rana Wakama and Ezine Kalu there. I mean, also you listen to both of them. I mean, similar perspectives. Look, we'll fix our mistakes. We know what to do. We'll get it right, and of course, we'll move on from there.
You know, I mean, each time I look at this D Tigers team, you know how special they are to me. You know, and look, I was following that Mozambique game, and I said Mozambique can do all they did because they don't want the same blowout results that Rwanda suffered in the hands of the D Tigers. This team, they've not been beaten at the AfroBasket since 2015. Somebody needs to let somebody know that. It's just 10 years, So the moment you're coming to play them, you're defeated mentally when you hear of that record. I think 26 or 27 games now unbeaten. That's epic, That's enough to go on to win. Mozambique started so well. The D Tigers came back 15-15 in the second quarter, won the third and the fourth. Basketball is a game of 4 quarters. And I like what Coach Wakama said. And the kind of job she's doing with this team is one that will help progression if we start doing the right things with basketball in Nigeria, because she has done a great work with the mentality of these players. I remember when I spoke to her at the Olympics in Paris, she said whatever they're doing there, they have this tournament at the back of their mind. And I like what the MBBF did. This is the only time I like them when it's just competition, not with administration, how they are behaving back home, But the fact that they consolidated, they kept Wakama, the bulk of the winning team, brought back Victoria Macaulay, it's a good one for the development of basketball in Nigeria. So the D Tigers, it will be hard, except something really happens. Maybe Senegal comes up big time, Angola comes up big time. But as Ken Idris said, even Rwanda, they've got lovely basketball structures. Look at how the D Tigers made them look stupid with their development. So this team, they're untouchable. And if we have the right support, put more home-based, interest into the mix so that they can learn from these girls that are coming from Europe and America, it will turn around for the good of basketball development in Nigeria. I think that's about a good place to leave it, so we don't shoot out of, the time we have on the show. So, in London, I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right. It's a wrap here in Lagos as well. I want to thank Kehinde Idris for his time on the show today. Hopefully we'll do this again some other time.
Of course. Going for the 7th title, the D Tigers. Wishing you all the best.
All right. I thought I was going to talk about the Cup coming home for the first time. England made it come home. But of course, we'll talk about that some other time. That's the show today. We hope you enjoyed everything. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.